All right, let's talk about content domination. Content, I'm sure you already know a lot about it. You see some titles, oh, YouTube, I know what YouTube is, I know what TikTok is, I know I should make content, so on and so on. So everybody knows everything, a very small percentage of people do it, right? But I'm going to give you something a little bit different, right? So let's understand what we're doing, right? Let's understand what we're doing. And what the purpose of this is, because a lot of people, tell me, oh, I don't have money. Like, everybody thinks they need so much money to start a business. That's why they don't have any money. You don't. You just don't want to work. You're lazy. You don't want to work, right? You make content for free, right? So everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. But let me paint a little bit of a different picture so you know what approach works best and why to actually create content. All right, you don't have to do this, you don't have to create content, but your chances are much higher in life, in business, if you do all of these things, right? We are trying to avoid mistakes, and we are trying to give ourselves the best possible chance on earth to be successful, make a lot of money, have a successful business, right? If you're gonna be an idiot with all that money, that's your problem. Maybe I'll record different videos on how not to be an idiot and spend a bunch of money all over the place like Mike Tyson. But for now, let's talk about what is the purpose of content, right? Who are you? That is the number one purpose of content, for people to get to know who you are, right? Like, you probably watched some of my YouTube videos. You got to know a little bit about who I am, where I came from, some of my struggles, some of my successes, and so on and so on, some of my opinions, some of my knowledge in regards to business, and you got to know me a little bit, right? Maybe a lot, right? So you create content for people to get to know you, right? That's like the main thing. And if you think that there's too much content out there, there's no room for me and everybody's doing everything and there's a million things out there, it's not true, right? Like, I started my YouTube channel, whenever you're watching this, 3 months ago. I have 18,000 subscribers. I don't know when you're watching this, I don't know what I will have, right? But I'm just saying there's room for everybody, right? Because you are unique. Different people get and create a brand because the brand is different, but if everybody's different, your brand will be different, right? There's room for for everybody on earth, because somebody would like to listen to you way more than they would like to listen to me. It's a fact. I can say the same exact thing, right? I can say something about life, right? Like what I learned about life, and then I can have a grandma that's 70 years old, right, say the same exact thing, and there's a lot of people that will want to listen to her and not to me, and vice versa, right? They just like the way that I deliver my message a lot better than the grandma, and then some older women maybe like her message and the way that she delivers her message, right? So there is room for you. The earth has not come to a place, this planet has not come to a place yet where there's, millions and millions and millions of people, like everybody has a million followers, everybody follows everybody, and so on. We are not there yet, and even if we were there, somebody would relate to you and would like to listen to you speak and would like to listen how you deliver your message and also get your knowledge, whatever you do, right? Like, if you're somebody that creates lamps from scratch, if you build lamps, right, you're gonna have a niche, a target market, which are people that like lamps or also build lamps on their own, right? Like my mom has a bunch of lamps, right? Different topic, but she's super creative. She's done a lot of stuff with furniture, with lamps and stuff over the years. She's an artist. She's also in real estate and so on. So you are going to have a niche of people that like you. They just simply relate to you. They relate to the business you're talking about. They relate to the knowledge that you're talking about. And they are going to search for your content, and you are going to show up somewhere. If you're good, if you're interesting, if you're knowledgeable, if you're valuable, you are going to show up. Your content is going to show up when people in that niche search for things around that topic. All right. So that's the first thing that we're doing. The first thing that we're doing is we are letting people get to know us. Who are you? You have to be out there, right? Because if you don't exist, you are not going to do anything. You are absolutely not going to do anything when it comes to business, when it comes to making money. Yeah, you can have a good job, blah, 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 whoop-de-doo, right? Everybody can have a good job eventually throughout their life, right? But if I have this sweatshirt, and this sweatshirt costs $2, and this sweatshirt is the best quality ever created, the best sweatshirt on earth. You can dry it, you can iron it, you can wash it 1,000,000 times. It always comes out looking new, and it's only $2. Absolutely nobody is going to buy it because they have no idea that it exists. Period. Right? That's why when you think of, hey, I want to drink and I don't care, I'm not dieting today or whatever, I'm going to go buy a Coca-Cola because you know Coca-Cola exists. There could be something way better. You just don't know that exists, right? So that's really the main point of content, is for people to know that you exist, to get to know you, and then to know that you exist. Period. Right? It's marketing, it's free, it's work, you can create it, right? The second thing is value. So in Europe for years and years and years, I would just say for the first 3 or 4 years, I've answered thousands of questions to people. Thousands of questions, right? I have millions and millions of views. I never did anything other than, just help people. I've started businesses and so on, but in the beginning, I just provided value. I gave, right? Before asking for anything. When I started my peanut butter company, like, hey guys, I've been helping everybody forever. I started a peanut butter company. What I've been talking about, because I've been talking about business as well, if you guys are interested in trying it, right? You have an option to buy it from my site, and now I'm in stores and so on, right? So give value, and then you ask for something, right? People just come straight out the gate. Hey, buy this, buy that. I'm selling this. I'm selling these hats. I'm selling these shirts. I'm selling this. I'm selling that, right? Value, right? Be somebody that provides value. Valuable content takes you way further than just saying a bunch of stuff, right? Like talking about some guy that got arrested or whatever, topics on politics. It's not really value. That's why there's so many people in social media that have a ton of followers and they don't know how to monetize, right? They have tons and tons of followers, but their topic is whatever. Maybe they're taking pictures in their bikinis or whatever. Like the only thing they can do is like market some makeup that somebody's gonna, send them a free lipstick and so on. I'm not going to buy anything business-wise from somebody that's taking pictures in their bathing suit and that's their thing. Somebody that's talking about politics, it's their thing, right? I'm going to invest into something who is a proven businessman, somebody that has knowledge, somebody like me that has knowledge. I could tell who knows what they're talking about, right? And if something interests me, I'm going to go invest into my own knowledge, purchase, if they're classes, if it's a course and so on, because I know I'm going to get value. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's the best investment on earth, right? When people take time out of their life to make a product that is super detailed, like Sharks University, to help somebody, right? That is valuable for you, okay? So value is something that you should provide to other people, whatever that might be, right? Value sometimes is entertainment, but the way you monetize will be different. Mr. Beast can monetize to teach people how to make YouTube videos, even though you don't have $30 million to blow up Lamborghinis, right? He sells chocolates. He has burgers. If you don't know who Mr. Beast is, he's one of the biggest, if not the biggest YouTuber on earth and so on. So started selling chocolates. He has Beast Burgers. He basically opened up a burger chain like McDonald's. It's over 1,000 locations. He's not somebody that you would go to learn about being emotionally stable. He's not somebody that you would go to learn mathematics or something, right? Or about space, the universe, black hole equations, quantum physics. You wouldn't, right? So providing value on your topic is extremely, extremely, extremely important, right? Because then you are building trust. You are building trust, right? People are not that dumb. There's a lot of dumb people, and I would say they're dumb because, you know, in today's world, people process so much information that some people that don't work on themselves, that don't study, actually just get left behind, right? So whether that's uninformed or dumb, like I know people that don't know what ChatGPT is, right? They're like, I know people that don't know what ChatGPT is. You're probably living under a rock. You're not gonna make it far, right? So you're building trust, right? So just to recap this whole thing that we're going to talk about in regards to content, what are we doing? This is how you start building a brand. Trust me, I have done this. I don't have the Instagram that I have in Europe. I don't have the first video I made. I had my iPhone in one corner of the living room. I sat on the couch on the total opposite side in the corner in the living room on the couch. You could barely hear me speaking, right? Horrible sound, horrible picture quality and everything. It was dark, lighting was bad, and I was just, you know, my message in that video, I actually remember my first video, is like, if you're hungry, you're just looking for food, right? People that are hungry don't have time to talk shit to other people. They don't have time to do anything. It's like a hungry dog. What does a hungry dog do on the streets? It just goes from garbage can to garbage can. Where's food? Where's food? He doesn't listen to honking cars. There can be explosions. He's just looking for the next garbage can to find some food, right? So that was my first video, but you get better and better and all that stuff adds up, right? Match by match. I'm just gonna light one match today, one match today, one match tomorrow, right? One match this whole week. One day you're gonna wake up, you're gonna have a forest fire behind you. A forest fire. That's what everybody has done. Everybody has done, and the people that don't do it are basically people that just don't want to put in the work because they do something for a couple weeks and like, oh, I'm not gonna be the most popular, I'm not gonna grow this business, nobody's gonna buy anything I'm selling. It's not true. It's not true. Give yourself time. There's no smart work. There's no smart, consistent, hard work that goes unpaid. I promise you that. You will turn around one day and be like, holy shit, why are people asking me for advice? Why are people asking me? All I did was make a video once a day for 2 years, and I made this website, and I have this product, and I emailed a couple people in stores, or I emailed a couple people, I DM'd a few people, I ran a couple ads. It just added up, I built a presence. Now I like have a brand, like people know about me, people are writing me. That's what happens. That's exactly how it happens, right? But the start of all of that is making that first video. If you don't want to be on video, you don't want to record yourself, I would ask you why. Who gives a shit? Who gives a flying shit? There's nothing that you can say on planet Earth. There's nothing that you can say. There's not a single sentence that you can say. If enough people see it, the people are not going to shit on you. That is a fact. So who cares? You can say, me and my best friend are going to donate $100,000 to save starving children in Africa and purchase vaccines for whatever. People are going to shit on you and say, why don't you help people in your country first? Why don't you worry about blocking the borders? Why don't you worry about... It never ends. You can't do anything. So who gives a shit? There's always going to be a very large part of people that really like you and like what you say. The other people, who knows who the hell they are? They're older, they're younger, they're just people there to talk shit, they feel better, blah, blah, blah. They're not even haters. They're just shit talkers out of boredom. So who cares, right? Make your money, start your brand. This is the beginning of all of that. Letting people know who you are, providing valuable content, and just sticking with it. You've heard this before, but I wanted to explain it to remind you and to also motivate you as somebody that I was 39 when I started on social media. 39, right? 39. I did not have social media prior to 39 years of age, maybe 38, same crap, whatever it was, right? And I did it from scratch, and I did it in Europe, where I barely even like spoke well in a different language. And now I started a YouTube channel 3 months ago. It's 2024, right? And I'm doing everything from scratch, from zero, right? Because I know the formula. I know how it works. Consistency is what blocks people. It is the reason why people don't succeed, because they don't do it consistently for long enough. End of story. You do it consistently long enough, you can make a shitload of money and have a very nice life. All right? That's the first video. That's the first lesson. Let's go to the next lesson.